Thank you very much. Before I begin my speech proper, I'll tell you why we have Alzheimer's disease. It's because evolution designed us to live to be about 28. We then redesigned ourselves fairly cleverly to live to possibly as old as 100. But we haven't been too good at it. But if we all died just as soon as our children were old enough to have children themselves, there'd be no more Alzheimer's. Of course, there'd be no more you, so there was always a downside. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name, as you already heard, is Terry Pratchett, author of an inexplicably successful series of fantasy books. I've had Alzheimer's now for two and a half years. I don't understand very much about it. It's a rare variant, and if you're going to have Alzheimer's, it's a good one to have. So, a stroke of luck there then. Good, you are allowed to laugh. I'm supposed to be a funny man. Interestingly enough, when I was diagnosed last year by those wonderful folks at Adam Books, I'd already started my own journey through dementia. Now, for those of you whose experience with computer games last consisted of looking at Lara Croft's buttocks, you may not be aware that they have moved on tremendously in the last 10 or 15 years. And there is a wonderful game called Oblivion, which has all kinds of plugins, and it's one of the most beautiful games to play. And I've been exploring dementia, which is next door to mania. Quite a nice place, wonderful scenery, very attractive people, many of whom you kill. Little did I know, as I explored dementia, that I was going to explore it in a more, shall we say, down-to-earth way. It's hard to get across the experience of a man in his 50s who finds that he has Alzheimer's. I reacted to the situation in the reasonably typical way, with a sense of loss and abandonment and a violently violently coherent rage, which made Lucifer's fury as he was cast into the depths of hell, as chronicled by John Milton, seem a bit miffed by comparison. I want to go on writing. You can't write books when you're dead. Well, unless your name's Hubbard. It's a nasty disease. It's surrounded by shadows and small, largely unseen tragedies. People don't know what to say unless they've had it in the family, and it's surprising how many families have had experience. And then they say, well, there'll be a pill in 5 years. I don't think there's going to be a pill in 5 years. I think in 5 years, there's going to be a pill in 5 years. What I think there might be is a regime, but this is just a kind of hunch. People ask me why I announced that I had Alzheimer's, and my response was, why not? I hadn't actually done anything wrong. I remember when I was a kid, there was this thing called a long illness. People died of a long illness, or sometimes in that special way Les Dawson had, they named it. Well, as every wizard knows, once you have the true name of something, then you can begin to have power over it. Well, we started to name cancer out loud, and that was the first step in its taming. Mustn't turn over the page you're about to read from. We are at war with cancer. And we use that vocabulary. We are brave, we survive, we have a large armaments industry. For those of us with early onset in particular, it's more of a series of skirmishes. My GP is helpful and patient, but I don't have a specialist locally. And frankly, it's easier to get crack off Dirty Charlie round the back of the bus station than it is for me to get Aricept. A situation that I strongly expect to change as a result of my appearance here. If not, I will have spent my money unwisely.